Hi everyone, I'm Azila from Azila's Cauldron. I just recently opened my 2021 New Year forecast readings. So I decided that I would do a collective one for everyone. So if you're interested in booking a personal 2021 New Year forecast reading, I will link that below so you can check that out. Get it before January hits. We only have a month left. We're going to jump right into this reading and see what the collective, everybody, all of us, has in store for 2021. Okay. So, what I'm going to do for this reading is I'm going to start by pulling 3 cards as just kind of like the general theme for the year, the big messages that we have to look out for. Here we go. Okay, guys, so we've got some shit to start off with. First of all, we have this 10 of Cups. I like to call this the happily ever after card. What I'm picking up from this card is big ass goals. Okay, even though this is the happily ever after card, I think this is where we're starting off at. I kind of feel like this is like our, what we're thinking the year is going to be. You know, a lot of us started off this way with 2020, and we all fucking know how 2020's been so far. So I think a lot of us are hoping that 2021 is going to be what we thought 2020 was going to be. So big goals. I think that this is also a big message to keep your goals in mind as you go through the year. This is definitely a year for setting goals. And I'm seeing that with a lot of the personal readings that I'm doing so far for the 2021 forecast. Set your goals. Like now, like yesterday, set your goals. I think especially with how 2020's been for a lot of us with quarantine and the virus and everything getting shut down, our goals were put on hold. For a lot of us, they were put on hold. So I think that 2021 is kind of a year to start picking that up. A lot of us were also redirected in 2020. So where we thought we were going, that's not where we're going anymore because we've had to adapt. We've had to, a lot of people have had to leave jobs and get different jobs. And, it's just, we're not where we thought we were going to be. It's just, it is what it is. So 2021, I think, is a year for a lot of us to sort of pick back up or pick up new stuff, like redirect. Okay. Keep those goals in mind. Knight of Pentacles came up as well. And this one's really big on for some reason, this isn't the traditional interpretation of this card, but I'm getting new perspectives, a new approach to things. You know what I mean? Like the way that things were done before is no longer going to work. And we have to remember to keep a new approach, have a new perspective on it, do things differently, be willing to go into this year doing things differently than you did in 2020 and possibly differently than you thought you would be doing them in 2021. This is a time for adapting, you guys. This is a time for changing the way we do things to fit what's happening. So adapt, adapt, adapt. New approach, new perspective, all of that. Five of Pentacles came up as well. We don't like this card. We don't like this card. It typically represents like hardship. So what I'm seeing with this is I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of the things that we had planned, like the things that we already had in motion, the things that like the path that we had set out for ourselves before 2020 started, that shit's crumbling. As if it wasn't crumbling before 2020 hit and the virus hit and all of that shit. This is like everything we thought was going to happen, all of the goals that we had set for ourselves in our lives, we're just kind of watching that shit crumble in our hands. So you guys, this isn't pretty, but I have this 10 of Cups. Big goals, you guys. We're playing bigger. All right, we're playing bigger than we would have been otherwise. So I am seeing a lot that everything that's happening with the virus and with the shutdowns and all of that, it is redirecting a lot of us to play bigger. So it's kind of forcing a lot of us to get out of our comfort zone because we have no choice. We are literally being forced to adapt to shit circumstances. So it's, a lot of us are playing the game in a whole new way. So I think a lot of us are if you haven't already been seeing that in 2020, you're going to be seeing it a lot in 2021. That is our theme for this year. Happily ever after, big ass goals, you guys. Okay. So I'm going to start pulling for each month. We're going to do a couple of cards for each month of the year and see like what themes we have coming up for that time period. Okay. So we're starting with January, obviously. Okay. So we have Ace of Cups and the World. Ace of Cups and the World. This is, some of you are going to have like a little bit of an emotional outburst, I feel. There's some shit that's been building up. There's some stuff that's been like bottled, if that makes sense. Being kept like under lock and key emotionally. You've been not saying anything. You've been kind of like pushing it under the rug. And I feel like January, a lot of things are going to come pouring out, whether you meant for them to or not. So a lot of you are going to need to watch out for that. The World, to me, the World is really big on getting shoved out of your comfort zone. Shoved. Not stepping out of it gingerly, not, let me just yawn and stretch and step out my front porch willingly into my non-comfort zone. That's not how this is. You're being shoved out of your comfort zone. Okay. So, I think January is going to hit kind of hard emotionally. We're going to be stuck with a lot of like bottled up shit that's coming out. We're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff in our relationships that we have been refusing to deal with, or maybe that has been kind of put on the back burner. You know what I mean? Those problems in relationships, whether it be romantic relationships or, family relationships or friends or job relationships. A lot of shit is going to be spilling over in January. So it might It might. It's obviously going to feel super uncomfortable. It's obviously going to start some shit. But I feel like this is really necessary for us to set ourselves up well for 2021 because, again, we're playing bigger this year and we're not fucking with old shit. We're not, doing those same old fucking patterns that we used to do. We're changing that. Okay, we're turning that around this year. So I would expect a little bit of a rough start in January that throws you out of your comfort zone, especially emotionally. You are going to be tested. A lot of us are going to be tested in January. Be ready. Okay, so I'm pulling for February. Okay, so February we have Page of Pentacles and Two of Wands. So we have a decision to make in February, okay? And I know that this is not going to be specific to everyone. This is just, general, okay? General. We have decisions to make in February. We have either or. This is a big situation where you have to either go this way or that way, and you can't stay going in the middle. So again, this is something new coming up, like with January and the generals. We have to pick one. We have to. You can't keep riding the fence. You can't keep staying in between, being indecisive and all that shit. You have to pick one. So this February is going to be really big on making decisions. Page of Pentacles is, I feel like there's a new offer coming. So either an offer coming to you or you're making an offer about something. So there's something kind of up in the air. But again, you have to make the decision to actually do it. You are in February around this time, we're making decisions that set ourselves up for the rest of the year. So February is going to be a big change, a big time of change, new things coming up, new things in the works, and letting go of the old things. Like when you make a decision to walk into something, getting pushed out of our comfort zone, we're walking into that space that is outside of our bubble and we're choosing new things. Okay. We're being forced to, but let's just say we're choosing it. Okay. Page of Pentacles is, there is an air of an energy of being cautious. So you are going to want to be cautious about the things that you're going after. Make sure you're thinking about it first. Make sure you're, again, I said that we're setting ourselves up for the rest of the year. The decisions we're making during this time are setting us up for where we're going in the rest of the year. Be careful with that. You don't want to set yourself up for, stupid shit. You don't want to set yourself up for old shit. That's another big one. You do not choose the same stuff that you've been choosing, because we're going to have ourselves stuck in this all year long. So this January where we were thrown out of our comfort zone, you don't want to be stuck in this all year long. And if you don't go ahead and embrace what's coming at you or what you're being forced, what you're being thrown into, you will be stuck in that cycle of you're holding onto the door frame and the universe is trying to shove you out and you're like, no, I don't want to fucking go. Don't stay in that fucking door frame, because the option to go back in is not there. Okay? Just remember that. We're being forced to move forward. We're being forced to adapt. It's big change energy. Big change energy, but change for the better. So we're pulling on March. Okay. So March, we're going to have a little bit of drama with our relationships. I got 5 of Wands. And 5 of Wands is really big on the petty ass bullshit. So I like to describe this card like pretend you're like on your path, minding your own business, walking to where you're trying to get, and then you stop because you see this group of people fighting each other, and they're like literally on your path. You have 2 choices. You can either continue to go straight forward and go through this group of people and hope they don't notice you, or you can go around. You're going to have to take a little bit of a detour. It's going to take a little bit longer, metaphorically, but you're going to miss the bullshit. So with this 5 of Wands, say you choose to go forward through these people. They're going to suck you in. They're going to notice you walking by and they're going to be like, this bitch, can you believe what this bitch did to me? What's your opinion on this? And we're trying to avoid getting sucked into that drama. This is a big warning to not get pulled in. Don't let yourself get sucked into that. Avoid it at all costs. And then we have 7 of Pentacles. I see big job changes happening for a lot of people. This is a card where we're kind of looking at where we've been, like what we've been building, and we're realizing that it's not working anymore. Like, it was cool when we started, but now that we're this far, you can kind of take a step back and be like, oh shit, this isn't what I thought it was. Or, I kind of changed my mind. Like, I want to go a different route. This isn't what I've been building. I've been putting all this time and energy into this, and I'm just not feeling it anymore. So I feel like a lot of us are going to be dealing with that in March around that time. So, it's okay to entertain this energy. All right? It's okay to entertain this energy. You don't have to keep going where you've been going once you realize it's not working. All right? The longer you continue to stay on the path that you're going on, after you realize that you don't think you really want to go that way anymore, you're wasting your time. Okay? So as soon as you realize, I don't think this is for me, that's when you start making the changes. Don't wait. So we're pulling for April. How am I doing on time? Okay. April. Okay, so April, we have Queen of Swords and Ace of Wands. I personally love the Queen of Swords card. She's very to the point. She's very get down to the bottom of it. She's anti-bullshit. She's very no beating around the bush, that kind of thing. So Queen of Swords, we're going to be dealing with some truths coming out. We're going to be dealing with new information showing up that was either hidden or we were unaware of, or whatever the case may have been. New information is coming at us. I also am seeing with Ace of Wands new ideas. So this is something like breakthroughs as far as ideas go. Like things suddenly getting an epiphany that can really help you move forward, that can really help your situation, or that can solve a problem that you've been dealing with for a long time. Um, so around this time, we're getting new information. We're getting down to the bottom of things. This may be with work. It may be with projects that you're working on in your personal life. It could be with relationships that are like really prominent relationships in your life. Um, this is not a time. I'm just going to throw this out there. This is not a time for bullshitting. This is not a time for lying to people. This is not a time for saying things you don't mean, or, saying things you do mean and not owning up to your promise for whatever reason. You will get called out on it. Okay? You will. Queen of Swords does not, she does not fuck around. She gets down to the bottom of it and she'll call you out on it. Okay? So, around this time, we're pulling for April. This is not a time for bullshit from you or from anyone else. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and pull on May. Excuse me. So for May, we have 7 of Wands and 2 of Cups. Okay. There's a couple different things that can be going on with this situation. 7 of Wands is really feeling attacked. Kind of like feeling like everything's coming at you all at once from all different angles. And it's a really overwhelming and sometimes even fearful energy from this. It's kind of like a panic. You know what I mean? Like not panic, but sort of like, oh my fucking God, like everything is like everything all at once. Everything all at once. That's what I feel like for this. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of shit going down in May where it would have been easier to deal with if it had been spread out over the course of several weeks or several months or whatever, but it's all hitting all at once. And I think that this is going to be really hard for a lot of people to deal with. The thing about this card, though, 7 of Wands, it's kind of a message to stand your ground, and keep up doing what you're doing and to not back down. I feel like this is going to be really, really hard, though. I don't know. I keep hearing, pick your battles. I keep wanting to spit that out. Pick your battles. Pick what you're going to deal with and, let the rest slide. So I don't know. I just feel like this is so overwhelming. This 7 of Wands is so overwhelming. This is keep you up at night kind of overwhelming. So I feel like a lot of us are going to be dealing with, a lot of shit coming in all at once. And it's going to be like, I'm only one person. I can't keep up with all of it. But it's a temporary energy. It's a temporary situation. It's a temporary inconvenience. It's not gonna be forever. It's just kind of at this one time, all of the shit's coming in all at once. So I was gonna say, if you're planning on taking a vacation around this time, um, we're in May. If you usually take your vacation around May or whatever, don't do it. But on the other hand, maybe you should. I don't know. Maybe you should. But yeah, we've got the Two of Cups too. And the Two of Cups is really big on. This is like, I'll help you if you help me, sort of thing. With relationships, with different energies coming together, it's that balance of, give and take. It's that balance of coming in and going out. So this is definitely a time to turn to your crew. You know what I mean? Like, turn to your inner circle, turn to those people who are there for you. This is going to be those of you who have a hard time leaning on others are going to have an especially hard time during this month. And maybe in the couple weeks before and after, when all of this shit's coming at you all at once. Utilize the people who care about you. Okay, they're there for a reason. They're there for you. They love you. Lean on them. That's what they're there for. I bet that, you let them lean on you. So let this too, this give and take, this balance, all that is, it's super, super important right now. It's super important to take advantage of that during this month. I'm also feeling like, okay, this is kind of a really specific message. But for those of you who have been avoiding the doctor and you've been, avoiding your checkups and, avoiding your dental visits and all of that, this is not going to be a nice month for you. I feel like a lot of you are going to get bombarded with stuff you need to fix, stuff you need to take care of. And this is all like, this is in that all at once energy. Okay. So, I always say that with tarot, it warns you about things that are coming up so that you can get a handle on it before. I know COVID's happening and everything, and the hospitals are completely overwhelmed, and a lot of places won't even take, regular visits or whatever. But if you can get a handle on this now, do so. Also, wear your goddamn mask. Okay. So, we're pulling for the next month, which is June. Yeah, I just pulled on May, so we're doing June. I ramble, and it's easy for me to get lost in this. So June. There's a jump card. And I'm about halfway, so perfect. I'm still working on the timing of these. This is the first year that I'm doing these on video. I used to type up like 10 to 15 page documents on these readings. So it's kind of nice that I can just record and do this in an hour. Okay. So for June, we have the Magician and the Empress. The Magician and the Empress. Okay, I'm just going to say right now, this is an insane month for creative energy. A lot of you are going to be popping up with pregnancies this month. Just keep that in mind. Watch out for that, okay? The Magician and the Empress are very, like, speak it into existence, believe it into existence, that kind of thing. This is very creative. This is very like what you set your mind to, you can accomplish like that if you just set your mind to it and decide it. So a lot of us are going to be creating new things, babies. The magician is about having control over the situation, and being able to like not only being able to control the situation, but recognizing that you can control the situation. And if you do this in a positive way, you can do insane things. Okay, insane. The Empress is really big on nourishment and like nurturing energy. That's the word I'm looking for. Nurturing. Nurturing as in like a mother, like nurturing a child, or, you know, the way that you would nurture a new seed that's growing in your garden or something like that. It's creating something and then nurturing it as it grows. So putting that time and that caring and loving energy into it. A lot of people are going to be starting new businesses this month. We're going to be like building new households, building, you know, those big things in your life. We're going to be starting those, and, you know, building. So last month I read on health issues and having everything thrown at you all at once. The Empress is really big on like taking care of yourself and nourishing yourself in those important ways, you know, drinking your water, taking your vitamins, that kind of thing. So that's going to be really, really important for a lot of people this month. So that's something to watch out for. Look forward to, I should say. This is good. Like this energy for June, this is really good energy. You know, like this is a huge, if you can take advantage of this like new life kind of energy thing going on, this can be huge for, you know, whoever's experiencing this, whoever's taking advantage of this. You can build a whole new life with this. This is big creative energy. So we're pulling for July. And I pulled the Emperor and the Fool. So I just want to start off by saying that there's going to be a lot of clashes with authority this month. I can't really say how widespread it's going to be, but there's going to be a lot of issues with the system. The Emperor represents the system and structure and kind of like the father figure that sort of, you know, puts the rules in place and keeps everyone in line, that sort of thing. I don't necessarily feel like, you know, in 2020 we had a lot of protests and riots and stuff. And the Fool isn't energy on that level, but it definitely completely opposes the Emperor. Okay, it completely opposes that structure. Like it has to be this way or no way, because the Fool is very he just kind of puts himself in situations and just, we'll see how this works out. You know what I mean? The thing that I really like about the Fool is that he isn't afraid of the unknown. he isn't afraid of what's going to happen if he does this, or he isn't afraid of what's going to happen if he goes that way, or whatever it is that he's deciding to do. He just kind of lets the wind guide him wherever he may go. Some people may be dealing with an internal struggle between, oh gosh, no, it has to be this way. And, I feel like I'm being led this way and it doesn't make sense, but I'm just going to kind of put one foot in front of the other and see what happens, see where it goes, see where I'm taken with this. That's kind of, I really feel like there's a lot of like clashing of those two energies. You may find yourself in a situation where you're kind of like, society tells me I'm supposed to do this, but I feel like I'm supposed to do this. What the fuck do I do? So on a large scale, authority, structure, the system, things that we've put in place where it's just, we just do it because that's what's always been done and that's just what you're supposed to do. Those things are being challenged right now, whether it's on a, wide scale, or it's, personal, internal with a lot of people. This is a common energy for this month. This is a common thing that a lot of us are going to be dealing with. And this is a similar energy that actually came up in my personal 2021 forecast reading. So I'm excited to see what goes on there. So yeah, we are in August. I just read for July, so we're going to get to August now. August. Okay. I have 10 of Pentacles and 9 of Swords. So 10 of Pentacles, I fucking love this card. 10 of Pentacles represents a structure that's already been put in place for you that you can build upon. Taking advantage of something that someone has already started so that you can, grab that and run with it and take it even further. So this is like inheriting, wealth from your family, inheriting a business from your dad or whatever, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. This card also gives a nod to like tradition and, like keeping things up, like continuing traditions, continuing things, like continuing to build on the things that have already been set in place. And then the 9 of Swords is like, this Fool, the 9 of Swords is, I'm just gonna stress as fuck, okay? Stressed as fuck. He cannot sleep. He's tripping hard over whatever it is that he's worried about. On one hand, I really feel whether you're a spiritual person or not, you probably are a little bit if you're watching this. But whatever it is, whatever, situation you're at on that, I just want to tell you that your family, your ancestors, they've got your back, and there is wisdom in what they did. Okay. So, the systems that they put in place, the things that they, the habits they had, the decisions they made, there is some level of wisdom to be pulled from that. Okay, just want to throw that out there. Also, I feel like there's really big, like there's a huge energy of expectations here. Like your family expects the fucking world from you. Okay. I'm also seeing situations where I kind of want to like it's a recipe. Like, you know, your great grandma did the recipe a certain way, and then she taught your grandma, and your grandma did, you know, maybe she added something to it or something like that, and she taught your mom, and you know, your mom kind of adapted it a little bit, and then you're going to adapt it too. It's a family recipe, but everyone adds their own little, you know, thing to it. So, you know, obviously I'm not talking specifically about family recipes, but you know, it's a metaphor that can be applied to a lot of different situations. And I feel like someone somewhere that's watching this video really needs to hear that this month, that, you know, it's okay to adapt things a little bit to fit now. Like, you know, maybe back then they used something that's no longer available. So adapt, you know, it's okay. Like it's still the family recipe, but it's just slightly different, and that's fine. Okay? That's fine. Don't trip. So that's my big message for August. It's very big on like things that have already been put in place, and building onto that, and tripping hard about expectations for how you should build onto that. Like don't stress, don't let it keep you up at night. It is what it is, and it's been passed to you for a reason, and now that it's been passed to you, it's not your responsibility to keep it the way the previous person kept it. It's your responsibility to make it good. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that. August, September. We're pulling on September. Okay, so September, I just want to start off by saying that y'all got way too fucking much on your plate. Okay, I've got Page of Cups and 10 of Wands, and I have a little story that I like to tell about Page of Cups. This guy's got a fish in this cup. And while this card tends to represent like new love letters, like an offer for like someone reaching out and like asking you out or something like that, this is also big for me, at least in my years of reading. This is really, really big on being careful what you keep in your cup. Okay, so he is right next to an ocean, and obviously, you know, his cup is only so big, and if you're not happy with what you have in your cup, dump it so you can make room for something else. Okay, go put that fish back in the ocean and get a different one. If you keep that fish in your cup, you're going to continue to be unhappy with what's in your cup. Just going to put that out there. I'd like a lot of you to think on that. Okay. I feel like that's really, really important, and people don't consider that enough, especially with my clients and like the readings that I do. It's like you're not happy with what's in your cup, but you refuse to make room for something that will make you happy. Okay? Think on that. Ten of Wands. 10 of Wands represents like just carrying too much. Like you just got so much that you're trying to accomplish. You got so much that you're trying to deal with all at once. For some of you, this is a really important message to, like, some of you are going to get like a new relationship that, like a new potential relationship that comes up. And you're going to want to say, oh, I don't have time for this right now. I got too much on my plate, blah, blah, blah. Nah, I can't be dating right now. Don't do that. Okay. Don't do that. I feel like this is really like, don't use the shit that shouldn't be on your plate anyway as an excuse to not add stuff that should be on your plate. Okay, so like you have this big ass plate in front of you and you filled it with pie. Let's just say you filled your entire plate with pie and you're struggling with all the pie on your plate and some vegetables, like some really, really good vegetables, like your favorite freaking vegetables. You know those are good for you. You know you love them, but you're like, my plate's full of pie and I just don't have room for vegetables. I'm so malnourished. And I don't feel good, but I just don't have room on my plate right now for vegetables. Y'all are stupid, okay? Y'all are fucking stupid. Don't do that shit, okay? I'm really seeing like so many situations are running through my mind about like similar things happening, like the things you know are good for you, the things you know you need, the things you've been wanting are coming at you and you're getting these awesome opportunities, but you're like, sorry, my plate's too full with other shit that I don't even like. Okay, so think about that around this time. We're currently in September. This is going to be a thing for a lot of us. It's probably going to be a thing for me too, to be honest. So I am probably going to get cut off here in a few minutes because my phone's wonderful. Let's see if I can get through September, October. See if I can get through October. Okay. So I don't normally do reversed in my deck, but it's here, so we're gonna roll with it. I've got 6 of Pentacles and 5 of Swords reversed. So I'm picking up on a big situation where like I'm seeing wrongdoings. I'm seeing like okay, so there's one situation that, like, specific situation that I'm picturing where someone does someone else wrong, and then later finds out that that person helped them in some way. Like that person had done something nice for them, or like picture you steal from someone and they don't know that you stole from them, and then they bring you a present out of the kindness of their hearts and you feel like a fucking piece of shit. Okay, so that's one thing I'm really seeing. I'm also seeing like generosity to those who don't deserve it from the other side. You know what I mean? Like if you're on the other side of that, and And like, a wrong for a wrong does not make a right. Okay. That's big. Like, that's big energy this month for October. A wrong for a wrong does not make a right. And like, I'm seeing those who are like screwing people over. Someone specific who is like doing you wrong or something like that. They're not doing it because they're like intentionally doing you wrong. Like, I feel like there's something more to it. You know what I mean? And obviously this isn't going to apply to everybody, but I feel like this is a really common theme for this month, for October. Compassion is important. Like, I'm not saying you should just let it go if someone steals from you or someone, does something shitty to you, but it's not necessarily about you. It's about their own issues. Like, they're struggling with their own issues and they're doing the best that they can with what they've got. And sometimes that means fucking someone else over. So I don't know. I feel a really strong need to call for compassion this month, even if someone is being a royal piece of shit. Try to muster up whatever compassion you can pull out of your heart. Okay, I know it sounds cheesy as fuck, but it is what it is. That's what I've got for you for October. On a serious note, though, for that, you might want to watch out for getting wronged, especially by someone that you trust or someone that you're trying to help. I'm not saying don't help people. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. If you have extra food, build a bigger table, not a bigger wall. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But just watch out. Like, don't give something that you can't afford to lose, if that makes sense. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are just trying to do a nice thing and just trying to help someone, and they end up getting fucked over. So, I don't know. October, doesn't sound like it's going to be very fun, but just watch out for that. That's one of those things, I say that this reading lets you know what to watch out for. That's one of them. Okay. Just know that that's coming for, like, as collective energy. So we're in November. I know it's going to cut me off in like 2 minutes. I know it is. Okay. So, November, we have the Chariot and 9 of Cups. So the Chariot represents a big transition, whether that be an actual transition, like you're going somewhere. It could be like a trip, travel, a vacation, a business trip, whatever that is, actually moving from one place to another. It could be a move. It could be, a change of jobs. It's in some big significant way, a lot of us are transitioning from one spot to another. If it's metaphorical, then it's, gosh, I was in this place in my life, but now I'm transitioning to a new phase in my life. So a lot of times that does actually mean moving, like going from one action. I got cut off again. At some point I will get this figured out so that I can just record one straight video and not have to worry about editing and smushing them all together. Maybe I need a new phone. I don't know. Anyway, I was talking about transitions. and going from one actual place to another. So that's one thing that I think is going to be really common we're in November. Nine of Cups. I really like this card because some of you are going to be going into like a new job that offers way more than your old job. The Nine of Cups is big, like I have everything I need now energy. Or, I'm about to have everything I need. This is like I'm supported kind of energy. This is like I no longer have to worry about not having enough kind of energy. So those of you who are transitioning into like jobs that pay more, or jobs where you no longer have to deal with your commute, or allow you to work less hours, whatever it is that's that huge perk that job offers. This is going to be like this is a huge deal for you guys. Also, moving, like this could represent moving house. This could represent like moving to a different space, like office space within the same job. Somehow, some way, you're moving from one place to another, and it's extremely beneficial. Even if you're sitting there and saying, I don't know if this is right for me, there's something that job offers you that's going to make your life so much easier. There's something that house, that location offers you that's going to make your life so much easier. Also, some of you are able to pull yourselves out of rough situations that you've been in, because of the economy crash and because of everything that's been going on. I feel like this, like November, you probably don't want to hear that because this is literally almost a year away. But I feel like November is going to be a huge transition point for a lot of people where they can finally say, okay, I'm done with this. Where they can finally say, like, I am finally in the green and I no longer have to worry about what I owe. Or, I'm finally in a situation where I'm good. You know what I mean? Whatever that means for you, whatever that's like, whatever that looks like for you. This is a point where you can finally say, dude, I'm good. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm good. Okay. So, we have December to pull for still. Ugh. Okay. So I have Ace of Swords and Knight of Cups. I'm feeling like I'm picking up an energy that's kind of, especially after this Chariot and Nine of Cups, like this feels kind of like an empty void. Okay, so I feel like I'm speaking directly to those of you who like don't know anything but struggle. You don't know what to do with yourself if you're not dealing with your issues. You know what I mean? Like it's just those of you who just can't seem to get ahead. You know what I mean? I feel like this is specifically like for you. Like this is a big, big time of the year for you. So pay attention. Ace of Swords and Knight of Cups. I am picking up this feeling like I don't know how to move forward. Like I've just accomplished this thing that is amazing, and now like I don't know how to move forward. Like everything's paid. Everything's on time. What am I going to stay up at night worrying about now? You know what I mean? Like that's just how I'm feeling with this. It's like kind of moving forward but not really knowing where to go from there, because I don't know, I just feel like without my struggle, what am I going to trip over? It just like I'm just really picking up that feeling. So I kind of have I'm kind of feeling like a little period of sort of figuring things out, because this is all kind of like new, and it's a very drastic change from what a lot of us are going through right now this year, because I'm currently recording this in early December of 2020. And December of 2021 feels so much more free. Okay, it feels so much more like things are behind us, rather than we have all these things coming up that we have to deal with. We have all these things that we have to deal with that we don't know how to deal with. So I feel like December 2021 is a completely different energy. It's very chill. It's very free. It's very allowing. Like I just feel like allowed to do whatever the fuck I feel like doing. So I don't know. I think that December 2021 is collectively, generally, going to be a really, really good month for us. It's going to be like, for those of us who typically can't take breaks on holidays because, we need that extra holiday pay. I feel like this is going to be a month where we don't have to trip so bad about it. We don't have to, like, we can take the time off if we need to. We can afford the holidays. We can, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like such an energy, like it's okay to rest. It's okay to chill. I don't have to worry. So yeah, that's what I've got for December. Overall, I think that this is going to be an insane year for growth for a lot of us. This is going to be a year where we're dealing with things that we've previously refused to deal with. It's going to be a year where we're altering our goals to fit what now exists, as opposed to old habits, old opinions, old thoughts, old traditions, old everything. All that's going out the window, and we're adapting things to fit like current events. Like I feel like there's so much that needs to be updated. There's so much that needs to be like redesigned so that it makes sense. Because if we're still working on old systems, we're living in a completely different world than we used to be living in, and it's hard to adapt to. But I think that 2021 is collectively going to be a year where we are able to edit, and we're able to redirect ourselves and go forward in directions that we probably never saw ourselves going in the past, but ultimately it's for the very, very best, and I see good things happening this year. All right, so that's what I have for the general collective for the 2021 New Year forecast reading. If you're still here and you've watched this whole thing, thank you. If you're interested in getting one of these done specifically for you, I have the link in the description for that. I do offer these readings on a personal basis. So, yeah, it's super helpful to get one done for your personal year so that you know what's coming up for you specifically, and you can be ready and you can plan your year accordingly. So again, if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you watching. And if you don't already follow me on Facebook and Instagram, please do. I do almost daily general collective tarot readings. So yeah. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, I got cut off, so I'm gonna have a really fun time editing.